There, my name's Luke here with Hamilton RV. I'll be doing a demo of the 340BH Zinger. Starting right here is your water heater. This is your pressure relief valve here. This will relieve the pressure off the system before you pull your drain cap off. This dropped it. This is the drain cap, and it does go on down here. Tightens up on there. 1 1/16 socket fits this. Just snug it. Just remember that's just plastic. I don't recommend leaving water sit in the tank for too long. If it's in that tank for too long, that water gets stagnant, stale, it'll start to stink. So if it's more than a week between camping trips, I'd recommend draining that tank. As far as turning it on, you're going to do that on the inside. There's switches to turn on and off. Down here you got manual crank for your slide room. Basically it's going to allow you to crank your slide room in if you ever have an issue with it. This here is your freshwater fill. The drain for that tank is actually this white petcock, or gate valve, I'm sorry, that big white gate valve you see there. That's going to be for that freshwater tank. You're going to use that if you rust a camp somewhere. State parks don't have water in sight, you'll fill it then. Cable hookup for outside TV and power. Wheel bearings should be repacked every 2 years or 10,000 miles, whichever comes first. I'm talking a total tear down and repack. Furnace vent, it's underneath the awning, so keep that in mind. That does get hot. And people like to put tables, chairs, that kind of thing up against their camper. Just keep in mind that that's there, and that does, if that kicks on, it does blow hot air out of it. Outside shower head, sprayer. This is your black tank flush. So what that's going to do on your black tank when you dump that, I always recommend you're going to hook the sewer hose up with a clear fitting on it. You're going to pull it to the dump station. You are going to pull the black tank and let it empty. Once that tank empties, you're going to take the hose at the dump station that's there to rinse everything out. You're going to hook it up to this port and turn it on. Let that run until you get clean water coming through that sewer hose. That's why you want that clear fitting on there. Once that happens, then obviously you'll shut the black tank up, shut the water off, unhook the hose, pull the gray valves at the end to kind of help rinse everything out. Another crank handle, or a manual crank for your slide room. This refrigerator here is strictly 110 power. You got to be plugged in order for that to work. All your tanks, you got one gray tank in this, so you got gray 1, I believe, is going to be everything. Outside kitchen, inside kitchen, bathroom, all that running, the bathroom, sink, and shower. All that runs into that one gray tank, and then your black tank is going to be just your toilet. Cooktop. This opens up, stove in there. Stabilizing jacks. Oh, by the way, this is the quick connect for the gas line for the cooktop. Hooks into that. That's running off the tanks on the front then. So down here we got extend and retract stabilizing jacks. Them are only meant for stability. Them aren't meant to level with. So when you back this into your campsite, you're going to use your tires and set blocking down underneath whatever side is low and get it level side to side that way. Once you're done getting your side to side set, disconnect your tow vehicle. Use your tongue jack on the front to get your front to back level. Once that's set, then you will once they're all level side to side, front to back, then these jacks come down just to stabilize your camper from rocking and shaking. They're not meant to level with or to pick up the camper. You should get on your roof 3 times a season to inspect anything that comes through that roof. You got what's called dicor around all the plumbing, vents, anything that comes through the roof. Over time, that sealant gets hard from the sun baking it, and eventually it's going to dry out and crack. When that happens, you want to clean that with an all-purpose cleaner good, let it dry, and then reapply the dicor product right over top of the old stuff. It'll self-level and fill the holes in. This is pre-wired for a backup camera, so in there I always recommend the Furion backup cameras are great. And that's what that's for. But basically they're an observation camera, so you can see what's going on behind you as you travel down the road. They have audio on them, so whoever's talking, they can talk to you through the camera and guide you into your campsite, which is kind of nice. Slide outs, you got sweep seal, and then over here you got a bulb seal. Them seals, I recommend a spray and conditioner. It's going to clean conditioner, put a UV protection on them seals to stop them from drying out and cracking. I also would recommend slide covers, which is basically an awning that goes over top the slide rooms. Because whatever debris falls from the sky, being leaves, sticks, nuts, any of that stuff, is going to collect up there. That is a flat roof, so you're going to have to get up there every time and sweep that off. Now, if you put a slide cover on there, it stops that from hitting. You don't have to get up there because you run the rooms in and out. It'll roll off the top of that. Also, if it rains, whatever water's on your roof when you close up the room, you're going to take inside. That's where slide covers are nice because it stops that from happening. The rails and the bottoms of the slide outs, 3 times a season, you want to use a dry lube on there, lubricate them so that they don't bind and squeak. This is a 50 amp power supply on this unit. I always recommend RV surge protection. Surge protection is going to protect your whole camper from any kind of a power surge. Also, I always recommend extra power cord. You can't go wrong being able to plug in every camper at every campsite are laid out differently, so extra cord is always a good thing. Down here's where your tanks are going to empty. The black valve is on the left, the gray valve is on the right. Gray handles your gray valve. So again, dump the black tank first, use your flush, rinse it. Once that's done, you'll pull the gray valve at the end to help rinse everything out. You have another gray tank up here, and they're labeled on the outside. This is going to be for your shower setup in the front. Since you're set up for I'm sorry, not shower, washer dryer setup. Since you're set up for washer dryer, that's what that means. Same thing with this slide room. I always recommend slide covers. There's your power cord. Main crank handle, that's going to be for your manual cranks, for your slide rooms. And that little one's going to be for your tongue jack. On the battery side, I always recommend the battery disconnect switch. You disconnect on this wire because these don't come with a battery disconnect. If this sits for any length of time in your driveway, more than a couple days, your fridge is going to die, or your battery's going to die due to things that's hardwired to your camper. It just has a draw on the battery, and eventually it'll kill the battery for you. So if you disconnect the battery, you don't have to worry about it. 2 20-pound propane cylinders, a regulator here. This will pick what tank you're drawing from. These will auto switch as well, as long as both cylinders are open. It's going to draw from whatever tank it's pointing at first. Once that tank empties, it automatically switches and starts pulling from the other tank. Downfall to that is you don't know when you're running out of propane, so I always recommend close one tank and run one at a time. Tongue jack, this cap will come off. It allows you to manually crank this up and down. And you got docking light on front as well. Switch for your front stabilizing jack is right there, and then your other manual crank hole. Working inside. Fire extinguisher down here to the left of the door. And then up here we got your monitor panel. Push the button, it's going to indicate how full your tank or your battery level, and then your tanks are all here. And remember, gray 1 and black is really all this has. Gray 2, I believe, is going to be the front tank. Slide switches are here, awning switch, and then this is lights, water heater and electric and gas, and then your water pump switch are up there. Drop these off the table quick. So, over here we got your radio. Power button. Speakers A is inside, B is outside. Volume tuner, it's a radio otherwise. Fireplace. You got switches here. Power button here. Turns the fireplace on. You got, and it's on high right now. This flashes at you, tells you what you're doing. You know, adjust your tilt. And then you can do your flame and all that on there. Before I go too far, I want to just take a peek in the bedroom here. That'll lift up, storage underneath that. Washer dryer hookup is in here. Winterizing, make sure you winterize that as well. It's very important that that's winterized. Because if you don't winterize that, you know, in your closet. Put them out of there. Up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I think it is in here. Yeah, this is your antenna boosters as well. you push these buttons. This is actually set up with, I don't know if they're all pre-wired for the Wi-Fi extender. That's something you're going to want to talk to, yeah, it is right here. This tag here will tell you about it. You're pre-wired for everything. So you gotta pay for the service, but you can get a Wi-Fi extender to run everything. So stove, sparker for the burners, and the oven. You're gonna put it on the flame, push it in, hold it. With that held, you'll spark it. Once it's lit, it takes about 10 seconds. You gotta hold the knob in. You can let it off. It should stay lit. Your oven pilot, that is, and then you can adjust your temp. This is gonna be your burner lights. Carbon dioxide LP detector, and then that's your fuse panel or breaker box. Fridge here is 12 volt, so this has a huge draw on your battery. This will kill your battery quicker than anything in your camper. So you got to push and hold the power button. It takes about, I don't know, 5 seconds or so to shut off. You turn it back on. Boom, it's on. Temperature up or down and up. This is showing your freezer, refrigerator setup here, and then your night mode. If you put that in night mode, that just makes your compressor not kick in as often, so it doesn't drain your battery dead so quick. And she's good and frosty cold in there. Thermostat. This is going to be your temperature control, and then you'll flip it to your system. Cool, fan, off, and then heat. Fan settings there. We'll come back here quick. I'm going to walk through the bunk room. Vent. You got one here, one in the bathroom for sure. I always recommend the Max Air covers. Max Air covers on these are amazing because it allows you to leave the vent open all the time without worrying about bugs and stuff getting in. It also keeps the rain and stuff out. So with that on there, you can actually leave the vent open, you know, during travel, whenever. It can stay open all the time. The only time I shut them in my own camper is if my furnace is on or my air conditioner's on. Okay, and this is actually pre-wired for a second air conditioner. That's what that is. That's why you got the vent here to begin with. But if you're not going to put an air conditioner in there, which you're probably looking at about $1,500 if you want one of them installed, you can at least put the vent in here, or vent cover. It allows you to leave the vent open all the time. Vent covers, I think they're awesome. I wouldn't own a camper without them. They allow you to, again, to have your vent open all the time. Think of it like a house. Your house has roof vents in the attic to vent the heat and moisture out. This does the same thing for your camper. You know, it needs the same airflow that your house has. So definitely something I'd highly recommend. Bathroom, shower, sink. I'm going to put this in the sink. Toilet, you got a foot pedal down here. You're going to push down a little bit, put water in the bowl, you push it all the way, it dumps. And again, you got, get this thing to work with me here. Vent up there. Fan. Flip the switch over there. It'll turn that fan on and off. Otherwise, we are gonna. So everybody gets this 10% off parts card. Just present this to them at parts. They give you 10% off whatever you purchase. Okay. This sheet here. It's got our phone number on it. First and foremost, if you have any questions here, give me a call at that number, 989-752-6262. Or if you're interested in any of the stuff that I talked about getting added on, let me know early enough. I can get it installed before you guys pick up. It makes pickup a lot easier. It's already done. Tire torque, tire pressure, where the valves and everything's located. You know, this just tells you where all your information. On the back, I doodled out your water heater valves are open with the line going to the water heater. That allows the water in. If they're going across the line, it's closed. See, once you close them, it's not closed. It opens the bypass line and closes the water heater off is what it does. So you're bypassed in this mode. This is how you winterize it. 2 gallons of RV antifreeze. You're going to go off your water pump and all that stuff's underneath that bottom drawer right there next to the stove. That big drawer, you'll pull that out. And that's where your water pump and everything is for winterizing. Again, that stuff there is mostly for you guys, so you guys have that information. This sheet here is our virtual demo page. Again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. this has got a price list of all the stuff that you can add, and prices fluctuate. They go up and down. So if you're interested, please give me a call and make sure I can give you an accurate quote on what this stuff costs. And they do go up and down all the time. It just depends on what we get the parts for. Slide covers vary due to their what they are. They're sold in 6-inch increments, so you know, and that price that you're seeing there, average, your big one, average, and you know, you're looking probably about 700 or better for the big slide, and you're probably about 600 for that back one. Just so you know, just a ballpark, you know. Vent covers, you know, they vary too. Again, up and down, just depends. With COVID and stuff happening now, I mean, it's hard to get anything without prices being up or down. Surge protection, this is a hardwire setup. I always recommend the hardwire because then you don't have to worry about somebody stealing your stuff, right? You can get plug and play stuff, which is not a bad idea. Some kind of surge protector is definitely worthwhile. You got a lot more electronics in here than you think. Little circuit boards and stuff that run things and whatnot. So it's definitely, you know, something I'd recommend. And again, there's plug and play. You can get cheap ones from $100 all the way up to, you know, the hardwire stuff here's what, $1,000 or whatever. It's probably less than that. It's probably about 800, guess, and 850 if you did the 50 amp hardwired. But again, prices are fluctuating, so you'll have to call me and get an actual quote on that. Paint and fabric protection is something I like to recommend. It's something that we offer. Any vinyl, leather, fabric, or carpet gets treated with that stuff. Gives you a 5-year warranty from any kind of rips, tears, stains, or burns. And again, you know, outside, it's a ceramic coating gets sprayed on. It protects your awning and the sides of your camper. Excuse me, from any kind of sun damage. Makes washing easier, keeps some pesky black streaks from sticking. Bugs don't stick as good. I mean, it makes cleaning it a lot easier. It makes it look newer longer, you know. It keeps the paint from fading and all that. So, you know, makes your camper look newer longer. It's a 5-year warranty inside and out. If you want that done, you're talking anywhere from $15 to $20 a month more in your payment. And it really depends on your financing, on the overall, on where that is. Same thing if you add the extended service contract, which is something I'm talking about right now. The extended service is, I think, great. Zingers come with a 1-year manufacturer warranty, so it says 3-year structural, which is going to be, you know, the structure of your camper, but it doesn't cover none of the mechanics of your camper, you know, just the walls. But you get a 1-year on everything else. So by adding the extended, it pushes you out to a total of 7 years under warranty. So you're technically buying 6 additional years of warranty coverage. And it covers all the major mechanical stuff: furnace, fridge, air conditioning, water heater, water pump, LP system, water lines, fittings, tanks, slide motors, mechanisms, all the mechanical stuff of your camper, basically. There's parts in the suspension, parts in the hubs. I mean, all that stuff's covered. So with that said, you know, it's definitely, I think, something good. The 2 things I do like about it: one, it's prorated, so 3 years from now you don't want it, you can cash it out, get the difference you had remaining back. The other cool thing is it covers a mobile service, so no matter what, you got to wait till you're on the extended. So the way the warranties work: first things first, the manufacturer warranty is used first. Once that warranty ends, then your extended kicks in. So the first year you're done through your manufacturer, then it would go through your extended service. So for the first year, you know, you don't get the benefits of what you'd get with your extended, you know. So your extended warranty kicks in after the manufacturer warranty's up. So you get 6 years, and it covers it. It's prorated for one. And then it covers a mobile service. So if the mobile service comes out, say your slide won't work, and you got to be more than 50 miles, I believe, from Hamilton RV for that to work. They come out, they can service your camper out there on the campsite, you know, and everybody's happy. You know, it's covered nationwide and in Canada. So if you plan on traveling, our warranty is wonderful. Again, that's something I really do recommend, is the extended warranty, because 7 years total under a warranty is a very long time to be covered under a warranty. Paint and Fab is also another something I'd really recommend, because it does keep the inside and out of your camper nice and new, and you're warranted for 5 years. You know, I mean, that's good as well. So again, if you guys are interested in any of the stuff that I may have showed you here, just give me a call back at 989-752-6262. Congratulations on your purchase, guys, and have a wonderful day.